What's the difference between a good singer and a singer that makes you lean in and feel every single word? It's not about hitting the high notes, it's about making your story heard. But that can feel impossible when you're shy, right? Maybe you feel like you're mumbling, or that the emotion that you feel inside just isn't coming through. Hi, I'm Mimi, as a vocal coach who helps shy singers. And as someone who had to work on my own strong accent, I know exactly how that feels. In this video, I'm sharing 3 of my favorite and super effective exercises for improving your diction. By the end, you will have the tools to sing with clarity and conviction, and finally connect with your audience. Ready? Let's warm up. Let's get started by doing some warm-ups for the jaw, lips and tongue. Especially nervous singers tend to carry some tension in their facial muscles and often don't enunciate very clearly. Us shy singers are not often used to taking up a lot of space in general and may have this feeling that we have to make ourselves smaller. So even enunciating the words very clearly to convey the story can feel challenging. Also, if English is not your first language and your native language is a bit more direct, with very different types of sounds, it is important to pay attention, especially the tongue movement. I'm from Finland and my Finnish accent used to be really strong when I first moved to London. So this is something that I had to work on a lot from this angle too. Not to completely get rid of the accent that makes your voice unique, but to make it softer and really be understood. First, we are going to work on the lips and the jaw. So I want you to crunch your face really small and then open up your mouth and make your face as open as possible. This is gonna look really silly. So first, crunching your face and then opening it up. And then the next thing I want you to do is just to find some comfortable movements to work on your lips. Don't forget to move around a little bit to get rid of any unnecessary tension in your body elsewhere. Then count to 5 out loud with your tongue inside the other cheek and then swapping to the other, to get rid of the tension in the root of the tongue. It would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can also do some lip thrills or tongue rolls if this is accessible to you, but don't worry if you don't know how to do these exercises. So lip thrill and tongue roll. You can also try and do little la 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 and stretching your tongue outside of your mouth so that it's touching your lips a little bit, and see how that feels. And lastly, we're gonna use our knuckles to gently massage your jaw and chin wherever you feel like there might be some tension. Remember to do it really gently and only whatever feels good for you. Don't press too hard. And one of my favorite tension releases is to massage the temporalis muscle that sits on the skull, but it is connected to the jaw. If you tend to grind your teeth, you are gonna love this. You can find it by clenching your teeth and see that little movement. You can definitely feel it, starting from right above your ears and moving towards your forehead. That's how you can find it. So gently feel whilst you're clenching and kind of pulsating this muscle. And then use your fingertips to gently massage with round motions. You can find like these really sore points where the tension lies. So you might have to kind of look for those, but when you find it, you will feel it. For me, these are really, really sore, so don't press too hard. And you can move from right above your ear, clenching your teeth just to find the place, and then relaxing and doing this gentle round movements and finding the right spots where you feel that pain. Oh, there's one of mine. It feels really sore, but it really helps to release that tension. Obviously, this is something that you should do more than just once. If you tend to grind your teeth, it's likely that you will find these sore spots there. So trying to apply this kind of gentle massage daily. Lastly, you can do some other movements that may help you to get rid of any unnecessary tension in your body, like roll your shoulders, find some movement, anything that can get you in the relaxed yet active space. And then we are good to go. First, write down the lyrics on paper. This will help you to connect and understand the story of the song on a deeper level. And it's a great way to get more familiar with the lyrics so that when we get to the exercises, you can really focus on the techniques instead of just reading out the lyrics. Then clarify what type of emotion is in the forefront of each part, perhaps even each phrase of the song, and adding little notes on the side to map the emotions. Do this now. If you want to take some time to memorize the lyrics and get even more out of your singing, you can write down the lyrics several times until you can write them down from memory. I know this sounds really boring, and it actually can be, but it really helps you to connect with the lyrics and helps you to memorize lyrics. This helps even if you want to look at the lyrics when you are singing. And now let's get to these 3 exercises to work on your diction, to truly connect with the story of the song that you are singing and convey the emotions to the audience or your shower. Clear enunciation doesn't always mean opening your mouth and looking like you're stretching your lips. Although this is a great way to release tension as a warm-up, and I do want you to really explore when doing these exercises. However, the focus should be on the tongue and not rushing through the words. Now, I am not a native English speaker. I am originally from Finland, and I have been living in the UK for the past 8 years. So I have an accent that is a mixture of a lot of different accents, and it is even not that consistent. So these exercises are not so much about the proper pronunciation or how your accent should sound like, but more about finding freedom in your own expression through diction and bringing the focus to the text and the story you want to express through singing. So now I want you to pick that song that you did the lyric mapping method with, so that you are kind of familiar with the song, and pick a part that you especially like in the lyrics. It will make this exercise so much more interesting and enjoyable if you pick lyrics that have some kind of meaning to you and that you really like. Now, read these phrases out loud as many times as you need to in order to say them fluently. The next step, I want you to slow it down and focus on each word, making sure that you are pronouncing them clearly. If you are unsure about how to pronounce a certain word, you can listen to the original track, and there is this great feature on Spotify where you can just click the part or the phrase of the song lyrics, and the song will skip straight to that part. So this feature is great for working on the lyrics. Pay attention to your tongue and perhaps even tasting each word to find the most comfortable way for you to say it, and that would make it fluent to sing as well. For me, with my Finnish accent, tasting the words was the key to softening certain sounds without losing my unique voice. Okay, so I will try this step with you. So I have the song Johnny Mitchell, Both Sides now. So if I would just read them through, and what is likely to happen, or what especially used to happen a lot, still does sometimes if I'm not really focused, and if I feel a little bit nervous, I just rush through the words without really thinking about it. So this might happen. Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I looked at clouds that way. So it's kind of like really rushing through them and not really even thinking what I'm reading. And then if I would slow it down and really kind of taking my time on each word, it would sound something like this. Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I looked at clouds that way. You can even slow it down even more to really emphasize and work on the words. And this is going to help you when you fasten the tempo and move on to singing. So this is kind of like the groundwork that you're doing with the words. So let's just do it again. Just really slow it down. You can pick any song that you are working on. So let's do it again, even slower. Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I looked at clouds that way. It kind of gives you time to really think about the lyrics as well and the meaning behind them. And with the accent side of things, for someone with a Finnish accent, it helped me to think about like having a hot potato in my mouth to make the sounds a little bit more round, and also making sure that you are not too harsh on the consonants. So kind of softening it out a little bit more, but thinking that I have a little bit more room in my mouth kind of helped me. But this depends on what type of accent you have and what your original language is like. And the next step is to speak the lyrics with the original tempo or the tempo that you would like to sing the song with. We are going to fasten the tempo a little bit here, okay? But still maintain that clear diction and enunciate the words properly, okay? Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I looked at clouds that way. I have a slow song, so this is helping me out. We are going to add some emotion. So now you mapped out the emotions of the song. So now maybe really thinking about the story of the song. It doesn't have to be your story. It can help, but you can also think about a story in your mind if you don't want it to be too personal, especially if you need to sing without crying and it's a situation where you really need to get through the song. It might be beneficial to think about someone else's story to get a little bit of distance, but for the sake of this exercise, it might be nice to really connect with the song. And then reading the lyrics out loud slowly, focus on the diction, but also think about the story. Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I looked at clouds that way. But now they only block the sun. They rain and they snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. So it can be a very internal thing, but just try to connect with those emotions. It can be surprisingly challenging to stay fully present when singing. Your mind might be full of thoughts about how it should sound, or worrying about if you're doing the right thing, or perhaps even worrying about your pronunciation of the words or your accent. So then it might be really difficult to focus on what you're actually feeling when you are singing the song. This is why it's really important to do the groundwork well, first learning the phrases so that you don't have to worry about that, and then staying with the speaking the lyrics out loud with that emotion and presence before starting to sing, because that will add another layer of something to focus on. Each time you can find something more, perhaps something new. It might feel a little bit boring at first, but it is quite interesting when you start finding these really subtle differences and connecting with the song on a different level. We don't always have to rush to the next thing. We can really stay with the words. Each time finding something more peace, more presence, more meaning. Go through these phrases like this at least 3 times. So now you have worked on the text and you really know what the story of the song is about. This is your time to add the melody. Be careful so that what we have done so far won't just go out of the window as you start to sing, which can so easily happen if you feel nervous about your voice. This is why, again, repetition is your friend. Give yourself time and multiple attempts to find the connection and the focus with the song without any judgment. So first, just sing through the same phrases that you have been saying out loud. And just to get it out of the way, you don't have to worry about them too much, so that you can kind of see how the melody feels. So take your time, get some movements, and just sing through the first few phrases, and no judgment there. Now, sing the same phrases again, and this time bring the focus back to the enunciation of the words and fully finish each word and each phrase without that hurry. And this is surprisingly challenging, especially if you are a bit nervous with singing. So let's try that. So kind of like focusing on saying the lyrics with the melody of the song. Don't think about singing too much. And then you can try, when you feel like you are enunciating very clearly and you are focused, you can try adding that emotion if you haven't already, to find that real connection there and see how that feels. But still try and remember to really finish each word and work on the text. So you can see how that feels, and are you able to really maintain that focus there if you start feeling those emotions? It's not necessarily a bad thing if you are not, but maybe working on the diction first, so that when you add the emotion, you would still remember to be very clear, so that not only you are feeling the lyrics, but also your audience or whoever you want to express your story to when you sing. Work through the whole song this way, phrase by phrase, slowly and patiently. As you do this type of work on the songs that you practice, the process will get faster eventually, and you may not need all of these steps, or you may not have to spend so much time on each step in order to find the presence and connection with the song. If you want to work on maintaining the same focus and presence even under pressure, you can try filming yourself, as it can simulate singing in front of someone. Allow yourself time and multiple attempts to explore without judgment. And that's how you begin to work on your diction. Not just for the perfect pronunciation, but to truly connect with the story of your song. Remember that this is also a practice of self-compassion and patience. Now, I have a question for you. In the comments below, tell me what song are you going to practice these exercises with? I would love to cheer you on. And if you are new here and want more tips on how to find your voice and your confidence, make sure you subscribe to my channel Sing with Mimi. I've got a video coming up on simple fixes for bad singing days that you don't want to miss. Thank you so much for your time and your trust today. I will see you back here soon. Bye now. Bye bye bye.